Tape marker, red one review, guys. Get right to it. Action. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. aka Ryan680.
I'm Angela Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Thank you so much for making this a part of your day. You know what to do, guys. Like and subscribe and hit that little bell notification to get notified for movie reviews like this one or trailer reactions, what we got for you guys. And let's get right to it. Without further ado, Angela, what are we talking about today?
We are swinging into the Christmas holiday spirit. I know Thanksgiving's still a little bit of a way, but
Thanksgiving is first, though. Thanksgiving doesn't start. Christmas does not start till Thanksgiving.
Disagree.
Till after Thanksgiving.
I disagree.
A huge debatable argument.
Most retailers would disagree with that, but
whatever.
But we are in the holiday season, regardless.
Yep.
So we are reviewing a really interesting holiday movie that's been on our radar just because of the cast, but we are reviewing today Red One. Red One,
guys, tells of a story is a holiday action comedy starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Chris Evans, of course, aka Captain America, or she's all that. The story follows Santa Claus, codenamed Red One, who is kidnapped, leading the North Pole's head of security, Johnson, The Rock, to team up with a notorious bounty hunter, Chris Evans, on a global mission to rescue Santa Claus. And J.K. Simmons stars as Santa Claus, joined by a supporting cast that includes Lucy Liu, Kieran Shipka, Nick Kroll, directed by Jake Kasdan, known for his Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, and the film blends holiday themes with high-octane action, aiming to become a holiday classic. First and foremost, the cast in here is
stacked.
It's stacked. The cast right away just intrigued, got my interest. Of course, The Rock in there is a huge momentum there.
Chris Evans, J.K. Simmons, even Lucy Liu. Lucy Liu is also, like, a lot of these names you're gonna recognize at least one of them. They're A-list actors.
I would say you would recognize all of them.
To be
exact. Yeah,
but that's what really drew me into this scene, honestly. Yeah. So I love most of the leading cast here, even the supporting roles that were surprising, like Nick Kroll. I didn't honestly think that, but I love Kieran Shipka. She's great. I know her from Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Yeah,
and I rewatched that so many times, and I love her in that. So anything that she's in, I will absolutely watch.
She was great.
Support. She
was great in here.
And same thing with The Rock. I love The Rock. He's great. Dwayne Johnson has done so much over the years since wrestling, and I think he's just fantastic. So first and foremost, I will say I love the cast here because it was stacked. And they did not disappoint me at all. But overall, what did you think of the movie in general? The one of the first holiday movies we're reviewing this season.
So this is definitely one of the very first films of the holiday season of films and everything. The Hallmark has probably been coming out movies probably for a couple weeks now.
We've watched Halloween. This is the first one.
Yeah, so
new
this
one that we're
official
really
new one. And so, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he always has his presence on camera as usual. He does a fantastic job. Same thing with Chris Evans. He does a really good job in here as well. For me, as far as as holiday, aiming for the holiday classic, I don't know if I would call it that, or if I would even name it in that realm. Just because, to me, again, this is perspective. This is why we talk about movies here in the Movie Talk channel. Movies are a preference. Everyone has a preference when it comes to film. Movies are subjective. They are. Now, when it comes to classic, I'm thinking Home Alone, Home Alone 2, Jingle All the Way with Arnold, my boy Arnold.
Christmas Vacations.
Christmas Vacation. Christmas, exactly.
You can even argue certain films like Elf is a classic.
Even Elf is definitely up. It's more up there than this one would be in my point of opinion, because I just don't think it's as strong of a movie against those films. So that's that argument, okay? That's that argument. Now let's go back to this. We're reviewing this movie as a whole, coming out in 2024 into the Christmas season, and critics did not love this movie. They didn't. I think it's about 33% when we looked up this tonight, opening night on Thursday night, and I gotta admit, I don't see why it's that low.
I don't agree.
But again, we go back to what are they comparing it to? What is it that's really what's critiquing their interest here? And I feel like that because of the stack of the actors and everything, maybe it's just because they're so used to that normal of Hollywood just trying to make a joke about everything and stuff like that, and Bollywood if you want to call it that. But I mean, I still had a good time here. I just don't see it. I don't see the 33%. I could probably say 50 to 60%. I could see that way more likely, and that's probably the range I'm gonna be around as far as my review and everything. But
the critic score, it was only the critic score we saw. I don't think the audience score was popping up.
It's not up yet. I'm kind of very interested because there's actually quite a bit of folks that were laughing with us along the same time, but we did go opening night and it was like an empty house. I was probably like maybe 20 people in that theater, and it's sad because movies like this, J.K. Simmons is great as Santa Claus. We see Chris Evans playing a different kind of character in a way, but I feel like it's not. I feel like he was just playing from She's All That. So it kind of blended very well for me.
Sure.
So I was like, I already seen him do this character before. I enjoyed it still. Now, if you're going for this masterpiece of a movie, because it's award season now, obviously it's not going to be in that range or in that grade. Of course not, right? Why would it be? But it's supposed to get you into that holiday Christmas feel. Rom-coms, it's typical holiday rom-com. Holiday is with Emma Roberts and that other, and that's a great
Princess Switch.
Yeah, that's a Princess Switch 1 and 2 and 3. And it's just and see, those movies are meant to get you into the holiday cheer, but they're not gonna be like, oh my god, that's like the best movie ever. It's not even gonna be comparisons to films like The Witch or movies like that. It's just very artistic, right? So that's what I'm kind of giving the perspective of the two. But needless to say, I had a good time here. I mean, I don't see what the issue was. Was it keeping me entertained? Yes, it was. Was I laughing most of the time? Yeah. For the most part, yeah. And then also, just because you know who these actors and actresses are, you kind of connect with them a little bit because you've been seeing them grow and develop from their previous films and see them into this and seeing them in their own mainstream films and everything. Of course, Captain America, everyone knows him as that. I know him. I know him from She's All That, but yeah.
I mean, I really liked seeing Lucy Liu like on some, like I think there's one scene where she's like beating up people, and I'm like, I forget she was a Charlie's Angel. She was a long time ago.
Kicking ass.
Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore. Yeah, it was
great.
Amazing.
That's a good film.
Yeah. Anyways, but I agree. I loved the cast, and they did not disappoint me.
Yeah.
Now I agree with you that. Was this film like, oh my god, like it's a masterpiece? Did I love it? Will I watch it every Christmas? Probably not.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the hell out of it. I was so entertained. The jokes were on point. The story was like, the typical Christmas, feeling.
It's definitely better than I expected.
Yes,
I'll say that. And I don't have that much high expectations because it I don't know. It didn't seem that way from the trailers and everything. I was just like, oh gosh, it just looks like.
But I really enjoyed it. I even like Kieran Skipka, who played the witch.
Ironic.
I know she could do that character because she's done like not necessarily menacing, but she's done like the strong character in Sabrina. Although she's not a bad character in Sabrina. So again, I have 100% faith in her. I think she did so fabulous as the Snow Witch. And I think we both agreed when we first came, like our first initial reactions, we absolutely loved Krampus and the actor who plays him, which is also, we know him from, we first saw him in Game of Thrones. So I thought that was a really cool aspect. His makeup was phenomenal. His character was so funny. And he just had like a presence on camera. It was just great. It was all around great. Krampus was amazing. And I think that kind of, speaks to the the depth and development that went into this, because there's a lot of cool things that were small that added to this film that were real creative. Like how they made the presents small to be able to fit it into literally small into like the big sack that he goes, and it just a lot of things that were real creative and were really cool. Like the reindeers, like the magic was in their antlers. Like it was really cool to see all of the creative little things that they did, and I appreciate that. And it made the film a little more enjoyable for me. The thought that went into that, and
one of the strong suits in this movie, and you already said it already, was Krampus. Krampus had a fantastic entourage there. One of the things I really did love, of course, was the fact where his realm is at and everything. That whole scene itself, when we first initially get into his world, it just fantastic. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Chris Evans and their core and their chemistry along with Krampus was so spot on, fantastic, and I loved it. I enjoyed it. I was giggly. I was laughing because I was loving that whole dark, and it's weird to say, right? The dark creatures and stuff like that, because they made it into a great comedy. In the end of the day, is this a family movie? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no.
I mean, it's like what, PG-13?
It's PG-13. I'm gonna still say no though. I feel like for me, because I don't think kids are really gonna. I don't think it's a family movie. In my point of opinion, I mean, whatever. If you think it is, that's awesome. But in my point of opinion, I don't think it's a family movie. Maybe
not small children. But I do think some kids.
So a family movie to me is like Jingle All the Way, Home Alone. Yeah, like it's just movies like that. Even Elf is a family movie. I don't think this is particularly a family movie. You know what I'm saying? So like, but again, that we go back to where like the Krampus and everything was so spot on, fantastic. His entourage was fantastic. All the creatures we got, all the different costumes that we got, and it was just, that scene is just great. Was done really I couldn't get enough of him, and I'm so happy we saw a little bit develop with him. Not as much as I wanted. I'm not gonna lie. When first we saw him, I was like, oh my god, hopefully he has a bigger part, and he doesn't. But I get it, because this is the Santa Claus story. You know, this is J.K. Simmons' story, and he still did disappoint either. J.K. Simmons killed it as usual. Oscar winner, J.K. Simmons, from one of my best films of all time. One of my best films of all time, in my personal opinion, is Whiplash, and he won the Oscar for that. But anyways, J.K. Simmons is fantastic as usual. I mean, he never disappoints me. He just captivates you in so many different ways. No matter what kind of character he's playing, he always brings his A game to play that character, to play that role. And this was definitely a real kind of Santa, if Santa was real, because of the different gadgets we got in here.
It made sense.
Yeah, and it wasn't focused on like the magic, like Santa Claus, Disney Santa Claus with Tim Allen. That focuses more on the magic of Disney, right? The magic of how he goes down. Again, not a spoiler. Sorry if you haven't seen Santa Claus, but I'm pretty sure you have.
Yeah,
but whenever he goes down into like it's like all slow magic, and he's going down the chimney. But in this one, it's way more spy themed, if you will, like way more like gadgets and Spy Kid gadgets, and it's very inventive. It's very good. I enjoyed that a lot. I'm not gonna lie, and you know, I would totally be on board if they were to say, hey guys, I don't think it's gonna happen, but Red 1-2's coming out. I would totally be on board for it. Yeah, but let's see Krampus have a bigger role in there.
Yeah, if it's the same actor, because we just absolutely adore this actor.
Yeah, definitely. But was this the fun we deserved? I'm gonna say yes, slightly yes. Not like oh my god, all the way to the.
I disagree with you. I think yes, because again, it may not be like the best like contender. Like it was not made to be like Oscar winner, like, you know, the films that are made for that. This was not. This was just a fun, wholesome holiday film. It was funny. It was entertaining. So yeah, absolutely, get us in the holiday spirit. You know, I think again, everyone did such a phenomenal job. So yeah, I think we deserved it.
Rating 1 10, 10 being the highest. Angela, what do you give this rating?
I give it a solid 7 because it was very entertaining for me. I really, really liked it. I liked the jokes, the flow, the story. Yeah. The actors and actresses did not disappoint. Again, I thought it was really cool. So it's a solid 7 for me. I was thoroughly entertained.
I'm gonna give it a solid 6 out of 10. I really enjoyed a lot of the moments in here. Again, we got I think mainly I was leaning more towards a 5. But then Krampus came in and gave me another point above, so I just 6.5. I mean, I guess I'll go up another half a point. It was really good. I go back to where that scene. I want to see that scene again. I'm definitely gonna buy this movie just because it kept me entertained, and I love The Rock. I love The Rock Johnson, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, man. Project Rock. I wear all his stuff. I love Project Rock. I love all his. He's an icon, man. He really is. Yeah. And ever since a kid, he's been, you know, mesmerizing me ever since I was a kid when I first saw him in wrestling.
A performer, and it's really cool to see him transition.
He's the people's champ. The people's champ
from wrestling to like the film industry, and it's just he's done it so great.
Do you know what was The Rock's first ever film?
First ever film. I would say, was it the Scorpion King?
Yeah, it was the Scorpion King. Oh. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And do not forget to let us know in the comments down below questions for you guys. What did y'all think? Let us know in the comments down below. What did y'all think of Red 1 review? Let us know. Did you hate it? Did you love it? Or you guys, Ryan, Angela, you guys, the movie sucked. Let us know in the comments down below. We love hearing all your thoughts. And again, movies are subjective. Let us know. I mean, we love talking movies here at the Movie Talk Studio. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. But if you loved it, hey, show us you loved it. We want to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much, guys. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan680.
I'm Angela Takalianj.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. See you at the movies. Latest.